brand new episode of New Start Monday Knits. Let me just fix the camera up here a little bit. All right, I think that looks like a little bit better angle. How has everybody's Monday been? I hope your week has started off well. While I'm waiting for a few people to join us live here, I'm just going to say this was a very interesting vote today. 2 skeins of yarn from Songbird Fibers. We'll get to the vote and which one is the winning yarn for this week's cast on. And I have got, let me see here, I have 2 finishes to show you and updates on a couple of other projects that have been previous week's New Start Monday Knits. Okay, the vote. Let's chat a little bit about the yarn before I tell you which one won. I did a little road trip this weekend. On Saturday, Gold House of Yarn had a pop-up shop, tent sale. I'm not sure what, I don't know exactly what they were calling it. But anyways, Vicky from Songbird Fibers was there. And well, when we first got there first thing in the morning, she had a tent set up outside and all her yarn set up on a table. And then we did our shopping, we went for lunch, and we came back and we're like, hey, Vicky's not, where'd Vicky go? Anyways, the wind got so strong that the tent, she was having trouble with the tent blowing. So they packed everything up and moved her inside the store. So I'm sure that was not a fun experience for the shop owner or for Vicky trying to contest with all the wind. But anyways, these were the 2 skeins of yarn that I bought. So when Joanne posted that this pop-up shop or trunk show was happening, I thought this is the perfect time. I hadn't been to Gold House of Yarn in a couple of years. We went there. We did another little road trip a few years ago. And hi, Joanne. And Joanne met us there that time a few years ago. And we sat and we knit inside the store for a little bit. Today, well, this past weekend, obviously there was no shop, sitting around knitting and that kind of thing. But I did have a nice little visit with Joanne outside. She bought a beautiful skein of yarn too. It was a finch colorway, wasn't it? Was it European finch or something, Joanne? And it has all the color, like all pinks and yellows. It was really, really pretty. I wanted something that was kind of a fallish vibe. This was the first skein that caught my attention. So I bought both of these in a sock weight. We'll get to that in a minute, what the project's going to be. But this was the color that really grabbed my attention. Oh, what is it? Gold. I've got the camera too far away. I'm going to have to scroll back and see comments. Natalie, I saw you popped in. So hi to everybody who is joining us live. Look at the color on this. Oh, it's from Australia, an Australian finch. You know what? A lot of people voted that these should be put together. And I may do that at some point because I had that exact same thought. Anyways, this is dark orange. As soon as I saw this, I thought, okay, does this not just shout fall? Like Natalie, does this almost look like a Halloween yarn? Look at those speckles in there. Different shades of oranges. Might look a little lighter on camera because there's not really any yellows in there. It is like a pumpkin orange. So anyways, the yarn. The name of this one is called Cock of the Rock. It is a bird from northeastern South America. So all of Vicky's yarns, obviously you can tell she gets her inspiration from the bird. Giggle, I know. Anyway, so, okay, let me tell you a little story. So, okay, so Vicky said she gets, hey, Valerie, she gets all of her inspiration from the bird. And then a couple of dollars, $1 or $2 from every sale goes to a bird organization. So I think that's really fantastic that she is giving back to the community a little bit, right? I know, isn't the color? Color is fun. So anyways, she said, so this the funny little story Vicky was telling us because we were joking about the names, right? Because she's There is this one, and then she's got Blue-Footed Booby, which is one that Cheryl is knitting a pair of socks out right now with. And there's, I don't know, Titmouse. I better be careful. YouTube's going to ban me here. Anyways, Vicky said, she said when she first started listing some of her colorways, I don't know if it was, I forget now if it was, I think it might have been Facebook, or maybe it was Instagram. And she said it was funny. They banned some of her colorways, but none of the ones with the most obvious controversial names. They were all just other random bird names. Isn't that funny? So anyway, who knows? Who knows what they're going to ban, right? So this one here, gorgeous, right? Love this. So then I wanted one because, you know, I had to have two to vote on. So I took a look around, what else looked fallish, what else I really, really liked. And this is cedar waxwing. So cedar waxwings, now these are birds that are local to us. I'm not sure, oh, it says they're found throughout North America. So for you guys that are in the US, you probably have cedar waxwings as well. Don't know, probably can't say as I would be able to identify one. My mom and dad are really big into birds. I know some of the varieties, breeds, species, I don't know. Okay, see, I don't even know the lingo for birds. I should stick to yarn, shouldn't I? Anyways, they're local, and okay, and they, it just says they're found in flocks, yada yada, and they eat fruit. Serviceberry, juniper, winterberries, that kind of thing. Anyways, when I was reading this morning, I recorded a video on YouTube this morning, and I was reading the description on this guy, Cock of the Rock, and it still makes me cringe even just reading this. It says they feed on fruit, small snakes, and lizards. that just like still just like sends chills up my spine. How did it looks like a little bird. How does it eat a snake? I don't quite get that. I guess after I filmed the video, I got thinking about it, and I thought, okay, well, hawks and owls, like larger birds, they eat mice. Do they eat snakes too? I don't know. I probably don't want to know. I probably should just stop thinking about it. Anyway, somebody voted for this yarn, and they voted, and instead of saying the yarn name, they just made a joke, and they said, I vote for the snake eating bird. Anyways, it made me laugh when I saw that. So these were the two, and there was a lot, we had a lot of votes. This one might have had the most votes of any of our votes so far this year. And it was really close. So you actually had 4 places you could vote. 2 places on Instagram stories, in the Instagram feed, over on Wildflower Bowl's Facebook page, and under the video on YouTube. So I had to get my calculator out, you guys, to add all this stuff up. And it was very, very interesting. Like always, like every week, different platforms vote for different ones. I don't know what that is. So let's just take a little breakdown. Are you interested in the breakdown? I'll just tell you really quick anyways. YouTube was cedar waxwing. Facebook was cedar waxwing. Instagram feed was the orange. Instagram stories was the orange. So now, which one weighed out? Which one had more votes, you say? It was close. The winning skein of yarn won by 7 votes. And the winner is Cock of the Rock, the nice pumpkin-y orange, by just a 7-vote margin. So this guy, I'm going to tuck him away on my shelf, and we'll pull it out again. And you know what? I actually might even just go back and get another skein of this to make this into a shawl, because it is pretty. a lot of people said, why separate them? Some people said marl them. Some people said, you know, work them together. And I think, you know, you're absolutely right. They would look gorgeous together. I keep thinking something brioche. I'm going to try to move the camera a little closer so I can see the comments a little better. Oh, Natalie's saying gray. That was your vote. They need to be together. Oh, that's what Valerie said. I know a lot of people said. Oh, Diane, did you vote? Oh, oh, okay. So Natalie, that's why you didn't vote, because you thought they actually they need to stay together. Okay, Natalie, any bird that can fight a snake and win is awesome. I know that does. Okay, so I'm not alone thinking that is kind of crazy. I know. I'm thinking this guy, doesn't he look, I don't know, so docile and little and cute. And now all I can do is picture him eating a snake. Okay, and this is the yarn that I have to wind now. My snake eating bird. Okay. I got to get that out of my head. I have to go back to thinking that this is pumpkins, a field of pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkin pie. Oh my God. You're right. Do you see Natalie's comment? She said, if Trump was a bird. I know, the kind of the comb thing going there, right? Anyways, so I'm excited. Let's pull the ball band off this. So this is going to be socks because, okay, so my project. I know I was tempted to switch this up to a shawl because I think you guys are all right. These two colors would look beautiful together. But I'm going to do that another time. I really am on a little bit of a push to try to get a few more pairs of socks done. I was talking in the video I recorded earlier this morning about, you know, my crazy talk about getting 12 pairs of socks done this year, and I have 3. You guys, I have 3 pairs of socks. So this was my thinking. If I got some pretty yarn, something that's fall, because, you know, it definitely has a fall feel to it today, that this would motivate me to knit socks faster. Well, just knit socks for starters, and hopefully knit them faster. And oh, I know. See, Amber's saying it makes, I know. As soon as I say I want to knit socks, she's saying she's laughing out loud. Well, I have a plan, but just look at the colors in here. It's beautiful, isn't it? Did I finish my flamingo socks? Bettina, hey, no, I did not. But it is by the same dyer, right? The flamingo socks? I know, I haven't. But I am hoping. I feel like September has given me a new start. You know, fall is here. It's now getting chilly. Now I actually need to wear socks. I think that's my problem. At least this is what I'm going with, is that I got totally sidetracked in spring, because who wants to wear wool socks in the spring? Nobody. Well, not me. So that's what I'm going with. So I'm hoping now that it's gotten a little chillier, I will be all set now to knit some socks. So look at this. Oh, can I do this double? Look at that. Oh, it would make a nice cowl too, wouldn't it? Okay, so send me some sock knitting love here, you guys. I'm going to need some vibes. I'm going to try to, okay, I guess I have to say it now. I want to try to see if I can knit a sock this week. Somebody suggested that maybe I should be doing 2 at a time, and that is probably a really good idea. But I don't think I'm going to. I probably should listen to some good advice, right? But what I'm hoping to do, this is also going to see if I can get a little bit of motivation going here, is try to record some videos throughout the week. I would love to say every day there'll be a short, like 10-15 minute video posted on YouTube. I don't know if it's going to be every day, but maybe 3 or 4 this week. We'll see, just of my progress on my sock. I'm hoping that if that is my plan, and I know that I am going to need to record a little update of it every day or so, it's going to give me that oomph, that motivation to get knitting socks. Because I actually like knitting them once I get doing them. It is just getting started. So, oh, fall leaf cowl. Oh, is that a pattern? Is that one that you've knit? Anyway, so that is my plan for the socks. So thanks to everybody who voted. I like this. I'm happy with it. I would have been happy with either choice because this one's really pretty too. But this one I really like. So stay tuned. Maybe there'll be a video tomorrow or the next day. Now, I saw Amber ask me about my shawl. Did I get my shawl finished? I got one of them done. I think I mentioned that I got this finished last Monday, but I didn't have it with me. Yes, because last Monday I literally walked through the door 15 minutes before I jumped on here live, and it was tucked in my suitcase. Oh, what, Jason voted for this one? Did he? Oh dear. You guys. Well, tell him it'll be knit at some point. Okay, my Leo and Roxy Orange Crush shawl. I told you last Monday I had it finished, and here it is. It is all done and cast off. It is not blocked. I did weave my ends in. Oh, he voted for the orange one. Oh, okay. Did you vote for the other one, Amber? I remember seeing votes, but I can't. There was ended up being so many I couldn't remember who actually voted for what. Well, tell Jason he did. He was with the majority this week. So look at this. Remember when I showed this shawl to you and I had just a little handful of yarn left over? This was how much I had left to knit with that little bit. So I did not have much to go. So I sat down, and I actually finished this up at the cottage while we were sitting with our feet in the water on the rocks. It was beautiful. So ends wove in, but I haven't blocked it. So hopefully this will not curl. Hey, Alice, how are you? Oh, you're from Winnipeg. Hey, welcome. I'm so glad that you're joining us. Hey, Sam. So anyways, this is done. And you know what? It's going to be nice. How many things can I wrap around my neck? It is going to be nice in my coat as a scarf. Just like that. Just like that. I loved this pattern. I loved knitting it. I like how it looks. I think when I do it again, I'm going to go up a needle size just to have a little more drape. It's fine the way it is, but I think maybe a little more drape might work okay as well. And the next time I do this, it's going to be a 2 skein, because this is a nice little scarf. But I think I want something bigger for the next one. So it'll definitely be 2 skeins. Might even go with this colorway again. I don't know. There's so many pretty colorways. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should pick on something different. But this was Orange Crush, and I really, really liked it. Oh, will it stretch and blocking? It might. I mean, it will somewhat, but not enough. And I think the size is fine. You know, if you're just going to use it as a scarf to go inside your coat when the winter chill arrives, you know, this will be fine. It works just fine to be in your coat. I'm thinking if I want something to actually keep my shoulders warm, like what I think a shawl, don't get me started on the whole shawlette thing. Most of you guys know what I think about that. So I think, yeah, I'm going to do it again with the 2 skeins. and just give that a whirl. So this is finished. I also finished another project. You want to see what that is? This one was really fun too. This was not last week's new start. This was from 2 weeks ago. Remember that skein of the Karen Pantone with all the like 20-gram mini skeins kind of done up in the braid? This is what I knit it into. This really pretty hat. Lollipop Whirl. This was the one. There was 2 colorways. This was the other one. So here we go. So Pantone, Karen Pantone. Have you guys probably have seen these, right? They were in Michaels and Lens Mills here. And somebody told me that they are also still for sale on the Yarn Canada website, which is super exciting. Hi, Susanna. So, because here in my local shops, like in Michaels and Lens Mills, they have they're clearing them out. Michaels got rid of them a while ago, and Lens Mills still has some, but they're on sale. So I picked up a bunch of them, different colorways, and these are going to go in my Christmas basket. I'm going to make a bunch of socks, hats. I'm trying to psych myself up so much for knitting socks. I've got socks on the brain. So this was purple pop. So this is the one that did not win, but look at its pretty colors. So you'll see it knit up at some point. Oh, Amber, you had knit the Agent 99 cowl out of this yarn? Oh, that'd be pretty. That is Agent 99. For anybody who doesn't know about that pattern, that is our friend Dawn from the Codependent Knitters. And that was one of her designs that she did a couple of winters ago. And it's a great short little pointy cowl project if you're looking for something like a quick knit for a Christmas gift or something. So anyways, this was the colorway that won, Lollipop Whirl. Fun colors. I took one of the 20-gram little ball here and used it for the ribbing, 2x2 ribbing. I cast on with the twisted German long tail cast on, and then I just started working stripes, 2 colors. There's 2 colors of the green, 2 colors, 2 rows of the green, 1 row of pink, 2 rows of yellow, a row of pink. So I just did a row, 1 row of pink between all three colors, the green, the yellow, the orange, green, yellow, orange, green, yellow, orange. Did I say that right? Green, yellow, orange, green, yellow, orange. And it worked out perfectly until I got up here and I ran out of pink right here. So I do not have a pink right up there at the very, very top, but really, who's going to notice? Anyways, it was fun. The yarn is really soft. It is. So if you can find it, or if you want to go onto the Yarn Canada website and order it, it is really nice. I'm really trying to think for gift giving now about the people who are going to be wearing it. And I've kind of given up with the whole idea of trying to convince people that they need to wear wool or they need to like wool or a wool blend, because that often backfires, right? It makes me happy, but not the recipient. So this here, I think that this might have, yes, this does have 20% merino wool, but it's a 60 acrylic, 20 nylon, and 20 merino. And it feels very silky, and honestly, I don't feel any wool in this. It's probably because it's merino and it is really super soft, but boy, I'm thinking, it's like, seriously, my family, you cannot tell me this is going to be itchy. I am like bound and bound. I'm going to find yarn that they will wear. Oh, anyway, so this is my hope. I'm going to make a bunch of hats. Oh, is it Gabrielle's birthday? Oh, Natalie, it is Gabrielle's birthday. Well, okay, is Gabrielle listening? Because you know what that means. I have to sing. I don't usually sing on the Monday nights, do I? I usually save this as a, this is what I do on Friday nights. But I will sing. Okay, let's take a pause on the knitting, and Gabriel's listening. Okay, Gabe. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gabe. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Sorry, you guys, if you don't join me on the Friday night lives, I'm sorry to put you through my singing, but birthdays are fun. You have to celebrate birthdays. So anyways, hat is done, you guys. Yeah, more to come. I really liked the stripes. Oh, well, good. I hope you had something fun, like birthday cake, a fancy birthday supper. So this is that. So 2 finished projects, you guys. Okay, Amber and Asa, you guys are my project supervisors. Put 2 check marks down for me. 2 finished projects. This is really fun. And I did do, right there. So I did do, there it is. Okay, so I did do the jogless join just so it, wouldn't have quite a stair step. It does kind of give it a look as a seam, but my stripes are, the jogless doesn't make it look 100%. And I was carrying all the colors up the side, so it makes it look a little more obvious than if you just had a couple of colors or carrying one strand up. But you know what? I think it will be fine. Anyways, that was a fun knit, and I'm looking forward to knitting more of the colors for sure. What else do I have to show you? I have 2 more things to show you. This one here, this project is just kind of one that I just have been picking up and working on. The Wild Child yarn from the Loving Path. It's growing kind of slow and steady. This really fun lace. I'm loving this. So much fun to do. Asymmetrical. And there I'm fun. This is my go-to project, like during a knit night when I just don't need to read a pattern or anything to count. I can just look at my stitches. I know exactly what row I'm on, and away I go. So I'm just going to keep working away on this one too. Thanks, Amber. I know this one's really pretty. The yarn is gorgeous. The lace is really fun. It's just an all-around good project. Really simple, and it's, knit night proof for the most part. I will say I have pulled it out a couple of times, but most of the time I can kind of catch myself. I look down just to make sure I'm on the right row, or I'm knitting the correct stitches together. And it's easy to know if you've got yourself out of whack. Anyways, this project, last week's new start. Remember this yarn? The hand-spun yarn that I found at the farmer's market while I was on vacation on the long weekend. Uh-oh. I've got a little bit. Somehow, I have kind of come undone here. Okay, we're just going to wrap this around. Try to prevent any tangles. Kathy, you love when knitters show wrong sides too. Yes. Did I show you the wrong sides? The, oh yeah, for the hat. Yes. I know, the wrong sides are pretty. You know what? And I was actually, okay, now Kathy, you've got me. I was looking at this as I was knitting this, and I thought, oh, I really like this too. Like the reverse stockinette, just the color, even though this is technically the wrong side, I like how these colors all kind of come together, you know, when you're switching in garter stitch. I really like that. I would almost be happy with this to be the right side. So I know 2 projects for me this week. Well, actually shawl was kind of from the week before, but I'm gonna count it as 2, right? I know, I'm feeling like I'm on a little bit of a roll. And if I can manage to get 1 sock finished this week, I will be thrilled. But don't hold your breath because I don't, you know, life happens sometimes, and I want to be really careful that even though I want these videos to motivate me, so I do have that little sense of urgency that I need to get things done, I don't want it to cause me a whole lot of stress. So some weeks I will come on here and say, I didn't get something done like this. I had really wanted to have this cowl finished for today. And as you can see, it didn't happen. And you know what? I'm not going to stress about it because the kind of the purpose of these weekly videos is just to see real life knitting. And sometimes things get done and sometimes things don't. It was my son's birthday party on the weekend. And I had thought on Sunday I would end up getting a whole ton of knitting. I had kind of planned we'd have the birthday lunch, and then I thought I would have the rest of the afternoon. Well, I ended up spending the whole day with him, which meant I didn't get any knitting done. So, but we had a great time. So it was well worth giving up the knitting time to have a great day with Eric. So anyways, back to this yarn. Okay, there's a little bit of a story with this yarn. Sit back for a second, you guys. Grab your knitting. So this yarn, you guys voted for this. Remember I had the blue alpaca, and this was this really pretty hand spun. It had, oh boy, what was it? There was all kinds of things. I think there was some merino, there was Romney wool, there was cashmere, there was silk. There is ever so a little bit of kind of sparkle, like stellina kind of bling in here. Not very much, I have to say. I kind of actually forgot there was even any in there. Like, can you even see any on camera? I can see the light, I think, on my side is kind of picking it up, but you can't really see any, can you? So anyways, hand spun. So I was really excited, but remember that last week we weighed it and there was only about 73, 75 grams of yarn. There was not a lot. And we kind of debated, should I use the alpaca to do a little bit of ribbing top and bottom? Some people said, I think you've got enough. And I just decided, I thought, oh, I'm going to try it. I'm just going to, basically, I winged this completely. I wound it out of, it was in skein form. I wound it. And you know what? My, wasn't too happy, to be honest, winding it. There was 1 knot in it. And she had tied a big knot, I guess, so you would definitely see it. So I undid it. So this, I had 2 little balls. This is the second ball. I've knit the first one, which was a little smaller, and I had the second one. And then somewhere in here, there was, okay, so look at this. Part of the ply was split. So see this here. See how there's that really skinny blue strand, and then there's this big white fluffy bit of whatever. Somewhere in this ball, there was a section like this, and where it was really fluffy, there was 2 separate ends. They hadn't been joined at all. So whether she had joined something there, but there wasn't enough overlap or enough twist in it, and it came undone. So I was thinking, oh, for a small ball of yarn and an expensive ball of yarn, I'm like, oh. Anyways, it has redeemed itself. Yeah, can't remember really being disappointed with a ball of yarn before like I was with this, even before I started knitting with it. Can I see? So, but it is knitting up nice, but it is very, like there, right there is a very, very, very thin spot. And then it goes very thick. So I just picked a 4mm needle for this because I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know. How when you've got such a thick and thin yarn, how do you know? Do you kind of gauge it? See, there's a thick spot. It's a little bit of everything. So I just thought, well, we'll go a 4mm needle. I cast on 83 stitches. I did a little bit, about 3 or 4 rounds in seed stitch. I took it off my little 16-inch needle and I pulled it over my head and it fit nice. Because I'm going for something that's going to be really, you know, nice and snug fitting. Because that's how I like my cowls, because I want them to be warm. And I don't have a lot of yarn. So I think, fingers crossed, I'm going to be okay. So now that I'm actually knitting with this, I'm really actually am enjoying it. But it kind of makes me hold my breath. Every once in a while, there comes to be such a thin, thin spot, like cobweb lace weight almost. That, like, I mean, like threads, like a sewing thread. It is so, so thin that I'm like almost worried. I hope it will hold up okay. But it is really nice and soft. And I decided to carry the seed stitch all the way up. Originally I kind of thought, oh, maybe I would just do a little bit of a border and then just switch to stockinette because it would be faster. But you know what? I thought I just liked a little bit of texture with all of these different colors. So I just carried on, just doing regular old seed stitch. So that's why I cast on 83. So I would have an odd number. So when I got to my end of the row, I just keep going knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. Round after round, you don't have to stop at the end of the row or the end of the round, you know, and switch your stitches up to keep your seed stitch going. So, oh, it should tell you. I know, but see, with this, right, it was just a lady's hand spun at the farmer's market. She had some weaving there that was already done. She had some socks knit, and then she had some of this hand spun yarn. So, yeah, all the tag said was the weight and the fiber content. So, could you hear? I know, Daisy, I did feed her, but she just came up to visit. So anyways, long story short, I wasn't happy when I first started winding it. But overall, I like it. And it feels really nice. So I think I will just try to find like a navy is what I'm thinking to do a pair of mitts with, and maybe even a hat. So then I would kind of have a matched set. And I don't have that much more to go. So maybe I'll have this finished next week. We'll see. So I guess it was just a good lesson to be really mindful about hand spun yarn. When it was, sometimes I even think like when it's all wound up like this, you can't really see exactly, you know, what the fiber size is. Oh, Sam, what, you're going to make a shawl, are you? Is that, I see you and Amber chatting about a shawl. But anyway, so I guess, I don't know, buyer beware with hand spun. I am not sure. You guys, Daisy is over here standing up on her hind legs with a paw, and she is just going like this and pulling yarn out of my little cubbies. Don't know what that's all about, but she's not going to get extra pets and cuddles tonight. I tell you, if she's going to be misbehave and make a mess of this yarn room. Anyway, was that it? I think that was my last project, you guys. So, hey, Susanna, Louise, you got your box. You need the Daisy proof, right? it holds 5 kilos. Okay, so Susanna, what are you doing? So, okay, so everybody, what are you working on this week? That is what I have been working on. My new start for this week. Yeah, and my projects. I feel like I worked on a little bit of everything, and I'm super happy that I got something finished. Oh, sorry. So Amber, was that for me, the note about the yarn size, or was that for Sam and her shawl? How do you know what weight the yarn is? Oh, okay. So maybe that was for Sam. Yeah, look on the ball band, Sam. So is Sam going to knit a shawl? This is exciting. Sam's going to take a break from dishcloth knitting. Loving Path makes very beautiful yarn. I know a couple of people said that they went and they looked at Songbird Fibers, because I put the link down in the description box of the video so people could go take a look at her shop, because she's got beautiful colors. Amber, you started your Lady Danbury? Oh, yes. See, I'll have to start that shortly too. I know, so I got to get back in the sock knitting mode. So I've got a lot of pretty sock yarn and I'd like to knit it up. So Susanna, you're sending Jocelyn yarn and said it holds 5 kilos. That'll be lots of yarn. Oh, okay. So Kathy, so you're starting a shawl test knit tonight. That's exciting. Okay, you should go post, if you're on Instagram, take a picture of it and tag Wildflower Wool and use the hashtag New Start Monday Knits. So I can see it, because I love seeing people's new starts. Oh, Natalie, you're doing snowflakes? Yes. So the Fiber Friends Knitting Podcast, we've got a snowflake challenge going on. I'm going to try to work on a snowflake tonight. I've been seeing people post them in the Facebook group, and they look so fantastic. Danielle, you're doing the flat weight cowl. Oh, from Interweave, and knee-high worsted weight socks. That's fantastic. Now, Danielle, are these for you or are these for gifts? The ball band doesn't say the size. Does it say like a number 4? Or you can go by your gauge, Sam. See what the gauge says for the yarn, and that'll give you an idea. If it's like 20 stitches for 4 inches, that's a worsted weight. Oh, Susanna, you finished your arrowhead knit scarf. Oh, you finished it. Okay, and you're finishing your 3rd shell. Oh, your 3rd one of your crocheted shawl. That's fantastic. You're on a roll. And you've started a hat for Christmas gift. Oh, 3 times. Oh, no. Well, I was excited that you got it started, but I'm sad that you had to start it 3 times. But, you know, sometimes that happens. You should hopefully now have all the kinks worked out, and you should be home free and just zoom off your needles now. Oh, Danielle, for your sister. Oh, that's really nice. Well, that'll be great. Those socks will keep her nice and cozy. Worsted weight socks. Crafty Chemist, how are you? You are working on, oh, Just Beachy, Mystery Knit Along. Nice. Crafty Chemist. That's you, Barb, isn't it? Am I right? I think so. But let me know if I'm right, or if I've mixed you up with someone else. Oh, I'm excited. I always love Mondays. Oh, Autumn. Sorry, Autumn. Beth. Oh, you're working on the, whoops. Oh, yes, Sam, I remember the hat that you did. The 1898 hat, free pattern. Oh, it's a good hat pattern. Oh, that's good to know, Beth. So, Autumn, how far are you on the Mystery Knit Along then? So, Sam, are you going to make another hat? I love that you're thinking of some different things other than dishcloths. That's exciting. Now, are you going to start this before the end of the year, or are you still going to try and reach your goal, like breaking the number of dishcloths that you knit last year or the year before? New starts are always so fun. And really now we've got to start really thinking about Christmas knitting, don't we? Or any kind of gift giving. Because can you believe we're almost the middle of September? This is September 13th. This is crazy. I think there's something as we get closer to the holiday season, I swear we start to lose hours. You know, kind of as we're losing daylight, I think we're losing hours, or maybe that's somehow connected. As it gets darker earlier, we get tired earlier, want to go to bed earlier. I don't know, but there's something there. I think, I know, doesn't time seem to speed up? Or maybe it's just the more things we have to knit and we're feeling the time crunch for gift giving. I don't know. Somehow there's something wonky going on in there, right? Or maybe it's just the fact that I should remember to start knitting for Christmas in July. Oh, Autumn, you're on the second clue. The third one comes out Wednesday. That's exciting. So are you liking it? I, with our guild, we have done a few mystery knit-alongs in the past. And the consensus is that nobody really likes them. And we have decided as a group not to do mystery knit-alongs anymore because a lot of people end up, I find, deciding that they don't like the pattern, or they don't like the shape, or they don't like, I don't know, they just don't like something, right? Because they didn't know what it was. And it was probably something that they would never have picked if they had known what it was. Or once they see it knitting up in a certain way, then they don't like the colors that they picked. Or, you know, if they had known it was going to knit up this way, they would have done their colors in a different order, or they would have kept two of the colors but switched out another one. So we have just never had good luck doing mystery knit-alongs. And I mean, I know you have to try, you have to be prepared for that, right? It's a mystery. That's part of the fun. You don't know what you're going to get. So I would be interested to see, what does everybody else think of mystery knit-alongs? Are you excited? Or do you think the same way as most of the ladies in my guild, that they're thinking that their knitting time is limited because of work and family commitments and everything. So the time that they do have to knit, they want it to be on something that they know for sure they're going to like. I know, kind of too. My kind of thinking is that, you know what, it's fun. No matter what your colors are, the size of it, the whatever, somebody will like it. You know, a coworker, a family, a friend, there'll be some, even if you end up not liking it, then you can always give to somebody else, right? Okay, so Autumn, you're saying this is your fourth mystery knit along this year. Okay, so obviously you like the mystery aspect of it, right? Okay, only one you weren't fond of. I like this one so far. Good. I did one, oh, by the same designer last year. Okay, and maybe that's part of it too, is the designer. If you've done one from the same designer, maybe you kind of know you like their design, so maybe there's a good chance you're gonna like it. Sam, the hat yarn was the same yarn that I want to finish the rest in a shawl. Okay, it was a worsted weight, Sam. Okay, Amber, yes, you've been busy with work and trying to keep, yep, school. I know. What could you're back at, it's kind of the start of a new, well, it is a new school year for you, work-wise, isn't it, Amber? Yeah, just trying to find that rhythm of work and everything, right? Great. Well, why don't we can just chat. Why don't we chat for another 5 or 10 minutes if anybody else has any other projects that they want to let people know what they're working on. Oh, Amber, oh, you got moved to a new school. Oh, so then this is kind of a whole new learning curve for you then. All new kids. Yes, that would be take a little bit of getting used to. Beth, okay, so Beth is saying you don't like mystery knits. Yeah, I think it's either you do or you don't. I would still do mystery knits just for the fact that they're fun and you don't know. Haley's going to try the drop spindle. That is so exciting. That's fun. Exactly, Beth. Beth is saying yes. You want to knit what you want to knit. That's right. And maybe it goes to the whole kind of thought of whether you're a process knitter or a product knitter. Because if you want the product and you want to wear what you're knitting, then you're going to want to make sure that you really, really like it. See, and I'm more of a process knitter. I'm like not in a real rush. Well, except at Christmas time. But for the most part, I'm not in a rush. I don't care how, obviously, how long it takes me to get something finished because I just like the act of knitting it. So that's where a mystery knit along for me, I'm usually okay with it because I'm just kind of curious to see what the next clue is going to be, right? Oh, Amber, you're working on the Nutra wrap still. Okay, and vanilla socks. Yes. So the vanilla socks, is that your Lady Danbury yarn? That was the pretty kind of like rosy, pinky, purpley kind of colorway, wasn't it? Amber, you've never tried a mystery knit along? Oh, Diane saying, not a big fan of mystery knit alongs, but I am doing the Stephen West this year. Okay. Well, with Stephen West, you kind of know what you're going to get in the fact that it's going to be colorful, it's going to be big, and it's going to be kind of bold, right? So that part is just kind of how all that fits together. Amber, you're definitely a process knitter. So I think we're onto something. I think that's the thing, right? So then that's why you like the mystery knit alongs. And Natalie's the other way, right? Yes, you've got too many things that you want to knit to mess around with something that you don't know what you're going to get from, right? And especially something like a Stephen West, his projects are big. Like how many balls of yarn is that? Like I don't know, like they're big shawls. So what are they, at least 4 balls or something? So it is a bit of a financial commitment too if you're buying balls specifically for a mystery knit along, and then to find out it's something that you wouldn't necessarily have picked if you had seen the finished object, right? But sometimes it's fun. You have to live a little too sometimes, maybe. Or you just know what you like, right? If you like it, you do it. And if you don't, you don't. Sam, the yarn is 3.5 ounces, 200 meters. Would that be enough for a shawl? It will be small. It's not, it'll give you a scarf, Sam. Like my orange one that I showed. It's not going to be very big. You would really, if you only have 1 ball of it, I would say do a cowl. Do something like this instead of trying to make a shawl. That would be my idea. That would be my thoughts on that. Oh, Natalie, you already have 2 whips, and you are somebody who do not like a lot of projects on the needles. Oh, okay. So, Diane, you're doing yours in autumn. So, autumn colors. Okay, Amber saying yes. The Lady Danbury is the vanilla sock. Yes, and it's pink and red magenta. Post pictures. I remember seeing it and I remember thinking the yarn was really pretty, but not my colors. So that was one. I knew immediately that was one that I did not want. Oh, Diane, so the Stephen West is 5. Yeah. That gives you a nice big shawl. Sam, absolutely not. Ask away. That's what we're all here for. Oh, you had 3 in your stash. Okay, so that's not too bad. So then you only had to go out and buy 2. Absolutely. Amber is exactly right. This is what we're here for. It's just to chat and ask questions, because if I don't know the answer, this is the place to ask it, because there's so many other people that can chime in and give you their thoughts too. Oh, it was very Lady Danbury from the show. It was, because she wore a lot of those plum colors, didn't she? Oh, hey, Diane. I know. Well, the orange yarn, it won. It won. So you voted. So, well, Diane, you voted for the right one. So, okay, guys. Well, I think we'll wrap up here. It's been really fun chatting with everybody. I am off to work on this. Oh my gosh. Okay, see? I should be working on this, right? Did I not just say I wanted to try and give you another little update video tomorrow morning? And here already I'm thinking, oh, I'm just going to run off and I'm going to crochet snowflakes. Focus, Louise. Focus. See, this is how I can't get anything finished. I am just here, there, and I'm just like, ooh, I can whip up a snowflake. Yeah. Um, maybe we'll see. Okay, I'm going to work at winding this. I'm going to settle in to watch something on Netflix or YouTube or something. I'm going to wind this. I'm going to find some needles, and then maybe I will work on a crocheted snowflake. So, everybody, thank you so much for voting. It truly makes me happy. It is a fantastic way to start off my Monday, seeing who's voting for what and what yarn is ahead, which one's catching up. It's just, it's a fun little way to break up my workday. So thank you so much for everybody who plays along and votes. It really does make me happy. And I love visiting with all of you guys and chatting and hearing about what you guys are working on too. So have a great week. And like I said, keep an eye here on the YouTube channel. And I will be posting some updates. And then we'll come back next Monday with a brand new yarn or project to vote on, and we'll chat again some more. So have a fantastic week and a great weekend, and I will see you all later. Happy knitting.